Remember, in a setback to K Kavitha, the BRS leader had her bail denied a few hours ago. A Delhi court denying her interim bail. Remember, she was arrested on March 15th by the ED in connection with the liquor policy case. The breaking news we're bringing you, though, her order's been accessed by CNN News 18. Prima facie, Kavitha is actively involved in the commission of money laundering. That's what the court has had to say. They've also said she's involved in the deliberate act of causing destruction of evidence. These are stern words coming in from the top court. We'll just go over to our colleagues to get more context. Our legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar is with us right now to bring us more context. Ananya, we know that the grounds on which the BRS leader was asking for bail was that she was saying, my son has exams. I believe she'd also said that there was some personal disturbance in the family and she wanted to be at home with him. Now, the bail was denied. You told us this earlier. You've now accessed the copy of what the court had to say. And these are very, very stern words. Can you just shed a light on them, please?
Well, definitely, these are stern words coming in from Delhi's House Appeal Court Special CBI Judge Kaveri Baveja, turning down the interim bail plea of K Kavitha and in fact going on to call her, in fact, one of the people who were prima facie actively involved in the commission of this particular money laundering offence. Not only that, they also say that she was not only involved in the commission of this particular offence prima facie, but prima facie was also involved in the acts of destruction of evidence and also influencing the witnesses in this particular case. So when the regular bail is heard, Toya, this might have a major repercussions. She might have to face when the orders on the bail is. The court has also was taken by K Kavitha's lawyer that she was a vulnerable woman who was made a scapegoat. She deserves a bail in this particular case, but the court says that the applicant by no standards or virtues can be said to be a vulnerable woman who could be made a scapegoat for committing the alleged offences. Rather, she is undoubtedly a well-educated and a well-placed woman in the society, is what the court had said, and hence the court has turned down this argument of K Kavitha's lawyers on its face. He's saying that she is somebody who has been holding various positions. She is one of the youngest members when it comes MLCs of, in fact, the BRS party, and that's exactly why the court has turned down this argument. But the major crux of this order and the more troublesome part of this particular order is with regards to a prima facie finding that K Kavitha was actively involved in the commission of this money laundering offence pertaining to the liquor scam. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate's allegation is that she is one of the key conspirators in this particular case. She is the one who had arranged for 100 crores rupees after she had met with Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. And post that, what had happened, we also saw that Arvind Kejriwal, who was arrested in this particular case and is currently lodged in the judicial custody. She too is in judicial custody as well.
Okay. Ananya, thank you for bringing us those details. It's time right now for a short break. On the other side, more of the country's top stories. Before we go into that break, though, let's just go over to our colleague Ananya to ask him more here. This is a story that's been playing out since 2022. Kavitha first found herself in the eye of the storm when BJP leaders had, back in 2022, made this accusation against her. Ananya, if you're still with us, can you just tell our audiences, we'll just go back to our colleague Ananya to understand more. But remember, as we told you earlier, this has been playing out since 2022. Now, Kavitha has found herself in the eye of the storm, and it's important to point out to you here that the BRS leader has always claimed innocence. So, time again, which was a group of businessmen that were responsible for laundering money. This accusation she has stood up against and said that she had nothing to do with. This accusation, remember, is a larger accusation. The accusation stands that a group of businessmen formed the South Lobby. That South Lobby laundered money for the Aam Aadmi Party towards the Aam Aadmi Party's two electoral efforts in Punjab and in Goa. It's within this same investigation that, as you'll know, the ED has now arrived in Goa to conduct investigations. Our legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar now connected with us to bring us once again more context on this entire story. Ananya, can you tell us, we were telling our audience that she has nothing to do with these allegations, and this is something she said since all the way back in into applying and establishing that she is indeed innocent. What does her defense look like?
Well, K Kavitha had pointed it out that, Section 45 conditions does not apply to her. And not only that, she is not actively involved in this particular case. She is somebody who has been made a scapegoat in this particular case. But the court has turned down these arguments on the face of it and very clearly and categorically stated that she is somebody who has been involved in the commission of these particular offences, and in fact she's one of those persons who were the key conspirators in this particular case, and now the court too had noted that prima facie she committed this offence. Not only this, she was also involved in the acts of destroying the evidence in this particular case, and apart from that, she also was a part and parcel to the whole money laundering offense. Remember that the key allegations that were leveled by the enforcement directorate is that she met with Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. She was one of the major persons of the South Lobby. In fact, Arun Ramachandran Pillai, who was working at the Indo Spirits, was just a proxy for K Kavitha, and they were earning, in fact, a close of profits from this particular liquor deal, and a favorable policy had to be offered, in fact, to the South group, of which K Kavitha was one of the most important parts. In fact, she and Manguta Reddy were arranging for 100 crores of bribe that Arvind Kejriwal had sought for, and out of which 45 crores was used for the Goa elections of the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, recently, when Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's plea was being heard, the court very clearly and categorically told the court that, that there are evidences available. There is a money trail of 45 crores that have been established. And not only this, there are statements of, Aam Aadmi Party candidates from Goa who have confirmed that any kind of a payment that was made to them was by way of cash. They did not have the money to fight those elections, but all of the money came from the party in cash, and all the payments to any kind of vendors for these political campaigns was also by way of cash, is what in fact has been stated by the Aam Aadmi Party Goa candidate, is what Mr. ASG Raju had informed the court earlier in a different hearing. But all these allegations sum up to the role of K Kavitha, to the role of Arvind Kejriwal. But today, a big setback coming in for, in fact, the BRS leader from the Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court, special CBI judge, turning down the interim bail plea and saying that, you were the one who was prima facie involved in this offense of money laundering.
Okay, Ananya, thank you for bringing us that context. We're heading into a quick break.